We're going to start our thinking about successful account management with what is probably the most important issue, and that's the value challenge. If we're aiming to grow profitable business over the long term, in other words, growing both the revenue and the margin at the same time, then the customer must be giving us a greater share of its business and paying more for it. And or we're driving out more and more costs by becoming ever more efficient. We might be achieving this greater efficiency independently, or more likely through close collaboration with the customer. Now, we have to wonder, why would the customer want to give us more business? Well, the normal knee-jerk response, I suppose, is that we reduce the price, we exchange some volume for margin, but that's not a viable strategy because it reduces your margin and almost inevitably leads to further demands for price discounting in the future. So why will the customer agree to give you more business? Well, not because the customer likes you best, although they might, nor because it wants to do you a favour, but because the customer recognises that it's commercially better off by giving more business to you. Commercially better off. In other words, the customer is more successful and makes more money when it does more business with you. And this is the key point. This is what key account management is all about. Traditionally, we call this ability to make the customer better off our value, but value is a much used and frankly little understood word. For some companies, it's really lost all meaning at all, and for others, it simply means things we're doing which sound pretty good. The idea of customer value is so important to successful key account management that we have a whole series of modules in the Academy looking only at customer value. But for now, let's just recognize that when we use the term value, we mean something we do which we can show makes the customer better off and the customer agrees. And it's this further point that the customer must agree, which is also fundamental because value lies in the mind of the customer. Different customers seek different value, different customer managers will seek and identify a different value also. So you can't tell the customer that you deliver value. The customer has to tell you. Almost all account managers I talk to think they deliver value for the customer. So here's the acid test. If your revenue, share and margin are both increasing, then the customer must be giving you more business without you giving a discount, which means the customer recognizes that it's better off giving more business to you, and therefore you must be delivering more value than your competitors. However, if your revenue, share and margin are not both increasing, and I'm assuming, by the way, that you don't have 100% of the available business, well then that means that the customer does not think it's better off by giving you more business and that you're not delivering more value than your competitors. You may be delivering value, but not more than your competitors. If your customer conversations focus mainly about your value, then you're on the right lines. If your customer conversations focus mainly on your products, services and prices, then you may be on the wrong lines. If you're losing business because of price, then it means the customer sees no incremental value from your offer, and the customer must believe it's better off with your competitor. If you're trying to compete on price and you're not the lowest cost producer, then you've got to be heading for serious trouble. Pricing is such a serious and important subject for account managers that, again, we have a separate pricing series of modules in the Key Account Academy. In summary then, effective key account management demands that you grow long-term profitable business with those customers which offer greater growth opportunities or those customers with whom you have significant business. And this means you must grow revenue and you must grow margin over the longer term. And to achieve this, the customer must believe it's better off giving more business to you without receiving discounts. This demands that you focus hard on value, and to do this, you must have depth knowledge about the key account and its market.